Next batch of articles, it comes from Bloomberg. We're going to start off with a story of Put Me On. The name of the site is removepaywall.com for these bootleg ass websites. They be trying to get you to pay to read. They said $11 to read this article. Nigga, fuck you, bro. I'm not reading that shit. I dropped the link in the chat. There you go. All you do is copy and paste the link to the article. It'll remove the paywall. You can read that shit, bro. Just Google it. Removepaywall.com. Anyways, we got to follow up to the story about EA shutting down the development of Black Panther. A lot of people didn't know why, and it looks like we have the why, an exclusive from Bloomberg. They were trying to charge for this article. Why EA canceled a new Black Panther video game. But before we talk about this news, this sad, sad news about our Black King, it's time for another edition, and this is the perfect segue for Am I Valid Comic Book Edition. This past Wednesday was New Comic Book Day. I picked up some new reads, some new books. And since we're talking about comic books, I figured I'd show them off so that, you know, I can get a tax write-off. Same, I went crazy type shit. So let me know if I'm valid. If you're unfamiliar, I show off shit and y'all let me know if I'm valid or not. Here's what I got this week. But first things first, I got issue number 2 of Daredevil, A Cold Day in Hell. If you don't know what this is, it is a 3-chapter run, 3-issue run. I call them chapters, but issues. It's a 3-chapter run that's going on right now about Daredevil when he's older. Some bullshit breaks out and he's got to put on a suit one last time. It's kind of like his version of when Batman had to fight, I think, Superman one last time when he was older or whatever. So I bought issue number 1 that came out last month, but I hadn't read it. And then I saw this on the store shelf and I was like, let me pick this up and let me start reading again. I read it this morning. I read chapter 1 and 2 this morning. This shit is fucking gas. I put a tweet out. This shit is fucking gas. It's a hard title too. A Cold Day in Hell. This shit is fucking, I said, I told you, I don't want to spoil it. But if they stick the landing for the 3rd issue, I'm like, this might need an animation, bruh. It's not just, and by the way, I have never read this is my first Daredevil comic book that I've ever read. And I'm like, are there any Daredevil fans in the chat? I've always liked Daredevil, but you know, he's not like top tier to me. Are all his books like this? Cause this shit was gas. I might have to buy a Daredevil omnibus. And if Daredevil stories are gas, so what y'all recommend? What run should I buy? Cause I was like, I might have to get an omnibus, bro, and catch up on some Daredevil. I'm gonna tell you why this shit is gas without spoiling it. You should read it. It's a big mystery going on in New York City. A war broke out. And New York is impoverished because all the money in the country is going towards this endless war or whatever. And Hell's Kitchen has just gone to complete shit. And you got to put on a suit one last time, but it's not just a Daredevil story. Some friends show up too, some older friends too. Some people, you know, reunite. Some people get, you know, I don't want to spoil it. Just read it. I recommend it. It's gas. It's gas. Get Marvel Unlimited. They have all of them. I prefer street level heroes over the cosmic stuff. I feel that. I feel like I like more street stuff too. The storyline with Kingpin being mayor is fire. I might have to do that because isn't the Netflix shit based off of that? I might have to do that. I heard the Frank Miller omnibus is the one to get. I might have to do my research. I keep hearing that's the name I keep hearing, Frank Miller. This might turn me into a Daredevil fan. Check it out. Daredevil, A Cold Day in Hell. I recommend this one. I read this one. Fire. Next pickup. I picked up Wolverine and Kitty Pryde, number 2. First appearance of a new villain. Shout out to YG Todoroki with the sub. First appearance of a new villain known as the Snow Samurai. This is a new series that I don't know what's been happening in the X-Men. I just hopped into this shit. I bought the first issue. Apparently they break off from the X-Men and go on their own adventures at some point. And this explains what they were doing. And this introduces like a new villain. I'm gonna be honest. I've read this. I read issue 1 and 2 already. It's all right. It's like a 7 out of 10. I don't know if I'm gonna keep up with this. The art's cool, but the story is not really captivating me that much. It's like, it's okay. I feel like the most interesting thing about that book is there's Kitty Pryde's dad. You learn in this book, Kitty Pryde's dad, he served in Vietnam with Charles Xavier. And there's some interesting stuff there. And I'm like, I'd rather you flush out that story there than, but like the end of this issue is pretty good. And that's why I was like, all right, I'll give it maybe 1 or 2 more issues. But right now, it's like, it's okay. I don't know if I'd recommend that shit. I don't know. But it's basically like a reboot of their limited series from the 80s. Ah, okay. I was unfamiliar. Next one I got, I ain't gonna hold y'all, chat. I'm not reading this shit. I just bought it to collect it. Apparently this is the first appearance of Illuminated Venom, whatever the fuck that means. Collector's item. I was like, whatever, I'm gonna just get it because that's what the app fucking said. Apparently this was only released digitally. What is it called? Venom Original Sin. It was only released digitally, so this is the first printing. Yeah, all 18 inches. I ain't reading that shit. I just got it to collect it. You said, oh Lord. Where's the manga? I don't have any. I read comic books. You'll be all right. Check out Marvel's Power of X. I think I'm gonna get that Kingpin New York story.
Disgusting black creature.
I'm not gonna hold you. I bought another book. Y'all gotta keep me out the comic book store. I ain't gonna hold you. I bought this book because I like the artwork. I ain't reading this shit, nigga. Avengers number 26. It's a variant cover of Sam Wilson. I just thought the cover was gas. I was like, I kind of want to hang it up. I ain't reading this shit, nigga. Like sometimes it'd be the art is just too hard, bro. This shit was valid. I was like, this kind of hard, dude. I was like, I had to get that shit. I saw that it's like cool too. I get it. Sometimes you just be buying shit, bro. Have you read the Invincible book yet? I haven't read the original run, but I read the new one. What's that shit called? With Battle Beast. It's fire. I recommend it. The Black Excellence. I had to put it on the Black Excellence wall. This one I did read. So Disney's been doing some limited edition like crossover stuff, and this new story is what if Donald Duck became Iron Man? I said fuck it. Why not? I'm not gonna hold you, chat. Don't buy this shit. This shit is ass. This might be the first comic book that I bought that I'm like, don't. I was like, maybe it's like a cool little crossover story because they did it. You know what it was? The Sonic and Justice League crossover is actually fire. So I'm thinking, okay, I'm gonna give another one of these crossovers fire. Why is Donald Duck fucking Tony Stark now? This shit was I think this shit was written by ChatGPT, nigga. This shit was ass. Don't read. I read it. Don't get it. It's a one shot. It's not worth it. Cool art, maybe worth collecting. Maybe it'd be worth something one day. But this shit was ass. I ain't gonna hold you. That DC Sonic has been great. It has been great. Your comic segment made me get back into collecting and graphic novels. It's a lot cheaper than my Cologne collection, pretty much. I ain't gonna hold you. This one I bought because the chat told me this shit is lit. So I'm gonna take y'all word. When I catch up, I don't know when I'm gonna read it, but when I catch up on it, if it's ass, I'm gonna block all you niggas, bruh. I bought Bitterroot. This is they didn't have Bitterroot number 1. This is Bitterroot number 2, part 2, I believe. With this series, I looked it up. I first found out about it on YouTube. If you like Sinners, you might like this. So it takes place in rural Mississippi, I think. And in this world, there are white folks in Mississippi that are so fucking evil, they become straight up like vampires or monsters or something like that. And there's some type of like supernatural group of black people that hunt them down and kill them. I was like, sound interesting to me. And the chat said it was fire. So I was like, I'll check it out. But I got to find the first copy online. That's the second run of it. Yeah, I got to find the rest of it. Where can you read the Sonic comic online allegedly? I don't know, bro. Not sure if you were ever a Samurai Jack fan, but the creator did a Luke Cage comic a few years ago. Is it gas? I found number 1 today. Lucky you. Next one I got, Giant Size X-Men. So there's a new Kamala Khan run going on. Apparently she's supposed to go back in the past and interact with different like very notable moments in like Marvel or whatever. This one introduces a new mutant. That's why I picked it up. So I was like, first appearance of a new mutant. I don't know the name. I think it's Mutina or some shit like that. And it also pays homage to the classic X-Men cover where Storm first appeared. So if you're into X-Men, this new series just dropped. That's something. I got to read this. That just dropped this week. Storm cover's dope. I wanted to get the A cover though. It does look dope though. I know what you're talking about, the variant joint. This is the reason I went to the store. I read this one already. I read this one as soon as I got home. So the Superman movie comes out this what, July or August or this summer, something like that. Mr. Terrific number 1. His origin story. If you have any interest in Mr. Terrific, he is going to be in the Superman movie. He has a new run. I believe it's 6 issues. It's going to be 6 issues. It dropped this Wednesday. Go to your comic book store if you don't know anything about Mr. Terrific. This is his origin story. I read this one. Gas. I'd recommend it. It is gas. The first issue is just kind of setting things up, but I can see where it's going. What I will say is, if you don't like woke shit, don't read it. Because there is some criticism of like billionaires and destroying the environment. So if you don't like that type of shit, it might not be for you, but I'm fucking with Mr. Terrific. I recommend reading this one. But I wanted to grab that issue. It already sold out on my site. They had it in my store, thank God. And like I said, it might be a collector's item because he's about to be in the movie. Hold on, Mr. Terrific Cold. I didn't know too much about him. Hey, go to the store. Like, it just dropped this week. And then last but not least, I got to catch up on this too. Absolute Wonder Woman number 8. The introduction of Dr. Poison in this issue. I got to catch up on this. I don't really know what's going on there, but I had to copy it because it had a first appearance of a new character. Not a new character, but a reimagining of a former villain for Wonder Woman. The whole Absolute universe, gas. And ladies and gentlemen, that is what I picked up. Let me know if I'm valid. Medieval Spawn was another cop. I read Medieval Spawn issue 2. I'm not going to lie. I liked issue 1. But 2 didn't captivate me as much. I'm going to give it another issue or 2, but I don't know if I'll stick with that. And I got the first one, though. It's okay to me. My comic backlog is official worse than my gaming one. Nah, facts. You have to sit down and tell yourself, all right, I'm going to read. The good news is, though, is it doesn't take long to read a lot of these books. I can zip through a lot of this shit in like 15, 30 minutes and retain the information because that's important, too. Bro, trying to read us a bedtime story? Not really. You trying too hard. This nigga be reading, bro. Don't worry, bro. There are plenty of 2K streams to watch. Have you read King Spawn? I have not. There's another Spawn book that came out last week. You didn't pick up the Monarch beat 'em up comic? Nah, what's that? What's that? I read on company time. Allegedly. So that's what I picked up this week. I saw a video earlier today. Next week's supposed to be crazy. A lot of different drops, but I thought it was a lot of good drops this week. Spider-Man plus Predator is tough. I got to read issue number 2. I know that dropped. I got to read that shit. But that's what I picked up this week. If you want some reading recommendations, some cool stuff, let's get back to what I was talking about. EA, we got news on why EA canceled the new Black Panther video game. You read any of the new Storm Run? I haven't. That's on the backlog too. That is on the backlog too. All the stuff that has like a bunch of issues, that's all on the backlog. I've been trying to read all the stuff where it's not too much out, so when I can stay up on it when the new drones drop. But this weekend I am gonna read one of them absolutes, either Superman or Wonder Woman, so I can catch up on it. And yeah, Storm too. I got to catch up on all that shit. That shit is fire. So I've heard. All right, let's find out why they canceled this shit. This week, EA canceled a video game based on Marvel's superhero Black Panther and closed the development studio behind it, Cliffhanger Studios. It was the latest move in an ongoing reorganization at the game publisher, which also gutted BioWare, canceled projects at Respawn, and laid off hundreds of employees this year. Friendly reminder, EA made a shit ton of money last year. EA had 4 of the top 10 selling games of 2024. They are literally just fucking assholes, and don't forget that. In an email to staff seen by Bloomberg News, president of EA and Technology Laura Mel wrote that these decisions were made to sharpen our focus and put our energy behind the most significant growth opportunities. Translation, we are focusing on live service games. These niggas eat up Madden. These niggas eat up FIFA. These niggas eat up fucking college football. Apex Legends. Oh my God. Looking ahead of the next couple years, we're focusing on what we believe to have the biggest impact. Battlefield, The Sims, Skate, and Apex Legends, and continuing to invest in blockbuster storytelling with Iron. Oh, that's right. They are working on an Iron Man game. I forgot about that shit. Show some gameplay. Didn't they announce this shit like 5 years ago? I forgot this existed. Cancel that game, nigga. Give us Black Panther. I be predicting a lot of things. A lot of what I be saying is based off of data. It's not really based off my feelings. Yeah, I know, right? They straight up said it that we're focusing on the biggest profit. And the third installment of the Jedi series, yeah, that shit better finish. She continued, our mobile business also remains a meaningful part of our future. In recent months, the chief executive officer, Andrew Wilson, also said that EA plans to divest from licensed games in favor of its own properties. So they're tired of paying for the Marvel license. But this week, a representative for the companies told IGN that EA will continue making at least 3 more Marvel games, including Iron Man in the coming years to come. So what was Black Panther and why did it get canceled? I wonder what the other two games are, unless it's supposed to be Iron Man 2 and 3. That'd be very arrogant to assume that Iron Man is just going to sell well. The news came as a shock to many Cliffhanger employees, according to people familiar with the events this week. Cliffhanger was actively hiring staff, and the Black Panther had recently passed what EA calls a gate, a development milestone where executives review a game's progress and decide whether to continue production. Okay, so they had a build of the game, they had a working build of the game, and EA said, this is good enough, we're going to continue to fund it. So that's why they're shocked that it got shut down. They lied. I wish I should have that on the fucking Stream Deck. I should have that on the Stream Deck when Darth Vader said, you lied. The team had momentum and the project was, how do you pronounce that? Colossally? Going along well, I would imagine. That's what that means. Coming together and going along well. Coalesce. That's how you spell it. According to the people who asked not to be identified discussing non-public information. I lied. Others familiar with the project told me that EA executives were frustrated the game had not yet left the pre-production phase after nearly 4 years in development. Wait, what? That just contradicts what that said. He said you passed the gate, but then it was in pre-production? Did I read that correctly? Others, yeah, big ass SAT words. Hey, but we learning. It's all good. Others familiar with the project told me that EA executives were frustrated that the game had not yet left the pre-production phase after nearly being in 4 years of development. All right. Now, keep in mind, none of this is confirmed. This is all rumors. This is all hearsay. Nobody's saying any names on who said that. I hate to say this. I'm not going to lie. I don't want to defend EA. But if this is true, if this turns out to be true, it was still in pre-production after 4 years. If you're a publisher footing the bill, I can understand why they closed the project down. It sounds, and they could be lying, but it sounds like maybe these niggas was just sitting around twiddling their thumbs. Did EA make Marvel Nemesis Rise of the Imperfects? I don't know who made that. Let's see. As EA assesses its portfolio earlier this year, it eliminated some of the projects that had been in development for a long time, but had made the least amount of progress, including incubation projects at Respawn and this Black Panther game. A representative for EA declined to comment on the cancellation. One reason for the slow progress on Black Panther was that the studio had only just began scaling up. Many of the workers laid off this week were hired less than a year ago, including some who only joined in the last few weeks and months, said people familiar with the situation. So then my question becomes, why did you announce this game 4 years ago? It sounds to me like Cliffhanger Studios was 5 people. Why did you announce this game 4 years ago? And then my question becomes, why did you just start hiring people weeks ago? Is that the studio's fault? Were they being lazy, or was EA not fronting the money so that they can go hire people? Because maybe they didn't have the resources. That's what I want to know, because I would love to blame EA. But I am trying to be fair, because if this is a story where they were just sitting around doing nothing, I can't feel bad for them. Because you got to put yourself in the situation where you're footing the bill for something to be made and niggas is taking advantage of your shit. I need more details. Let's see. Cliffhanger was founded in 2021. Yo, shout out to Welcome to Jamrock with the sub. Appreciate it. Cliffhanger was founded in 2021 by a group of video game developers who led Monolith Productions, the Kirkland, Washington-based studio behind the breakout hit Middle. Yeah, we know. And its sequel, are you just giving us random stats? Okay, they have actual plans with the game. So the plan, according to people familiar with the game's development, was to feature various playable heroes from the comic book universe, such as T'Challa, Killmonger, and Shuri, all competing for the mantle of Black Panther, which would grant superhuman strength. The player would take control of one of these heroes, while the others would become rivals with whom the player could cultivate relationships. The heroes would be allied against an opposing force of alien. Oh, that would have been cool. If you could have chose one of the three and it would have changed the story based on it, so then it would have gave it replayability. That sounds fire. And then it would change the interactions. The heroes would be allied against an opposing force of aliens called the Skrulls, shapeshifters from the comic books and movies, we know who that is, that were attempting to invade the African nation of Wakanda. Some Skrulls could have been imposters posing as allies. Others might have remembered the player's behavior and acted accordingly. Oh, it would have been an RPG with choices, and you had to trick the Skrulls. This sounds fire. Why, EA? It was an ambitious game, and early prototypes and builds of the game were designed to demonstrate to developers and EA executives how it might function, said the people familiar with the state of its development. After passing the latest EA gate in March, the team's next big milestone was a vertical slice or a chunk of the game built to show the level of graphical fidelity that would aim to hit. So basically, they passed the pre-production phase and they needed to design a working level to show EA like, hey, this is what the game is going for. But procedural narrative experiments were hard to showcase to executives. So they did want to have a multiple. It was supposed to be like The Witcher 3, Mass Effect. It was supposed to be, or Baldur's Gate. It was supposed to give you choice and it would change the story. The team had been moving slowly due to an elongated ideation period and also struggles of simultaneously building a game in a studio, said people familiar with the title's challenges. It didn't help that people said that Cliffhanger was based in Kirkland, Washington, an expensive city that would need to pay top salaries, especially now that EA put an end to remote hiring. It sounds like the studio was super ambitious, but maybe they lacked the talent. Because this was Cliffhanger Studios' first game. It was made up of developers from previous studios, and then they were hiring new people. And it sounds like they were being super ambitious, but maybe they bit off more they could chew. And oh Lord, it had to be the black man that they bit off too much. The BBC was just too big, bro. This is bullshit. The closure may mark an end for big budget games using the Nemesis system or narrative experiments like it. Just 3 months ago, Warner Bros. Shut down Monolith, which had been working on a Wonder Woman game that had an experiment with the Nemesis. Now you just yapping. Oh, man. This sucks. I remember this came up in a conversation. I forgot what game people brought up. But I remember saying,
Robin's ass into oblivion.
Shout out to the burger, the Great Barrier Yeet. I remember saying, sometimes it's not the publisher or the studio is trying to make something bad. Sometimes it's just they were too ambitious and they lack the talent. It sounds to me like they were trying to make a prime BioWare game. They were trying to make a cyber or a prime CD Projekt Red game. They were trying to make the Wakanda version of Cyberpunk 2077, but it's a bunch of junior level talent, people who are fresh out of Full Sail University.
Now I can
I like the idea, but it's like, if this story is true, because there's no way, because everybody's being anonymous, right? But if this story is true, it sucks because it sounds like a cool idea, but then it's like, I also I hate saying that. I understand EA's perspective. If the talent wasn't there and the project wasn't progressing along, we can't continue to invest in your game because then you become a money sink. So they can't just give the project to another studio. Well, the only other super talented studio under their helm is Respawn. Respawn has Apex. They are working on Jedi 3, and we need Jedi 3. We need to conclude that. And they also have that turn-based Star Wars game. So, and then apparently they just had a bunch of other games canceled that were supposed to be in the Titanfall universe. Respawn has a lot on their plate. Who else under EA could take it? Because I'm not going to lie. Real shit. It sucks this game was canceled, but I'd rather them be honest and cut their losses than a terrible Black Panther game come out. Because you know how it is with black stuff. A terrible Black Panther game comes out and everybody's going to blame it on the fact DEI, it's a black character, not it's just a bad fucking game that was poorly written with bad character. They didn't know what the fuck to do with the game. And then we're never going to get another fucking character. And then on the flip side, that's one angle. Another reason I'd rather them just cut their losses now. You talking about tossing it to another team. We just established Respawn is the only other talented team under fucking EA. You want Black Panther to go to the Madden team, nigga? You want Black Panther to go to the college football team, nigga? Black Panther made by the FIFA team? If Black Panther was made by the FIFA team, they might get the running mechanics right, but like, fuck that shit, nigga. We just gotta eat the L, chat. This is unfortunate, bro. Yeah, Black Panther with battle pass and booster packs. I'm good off that shit, bro. This nigga is comedy. Hey, I'm being funny, I'm being facetious, but I'm being real at the same time. Y'all niggas want Black Panther made by the niggas who made Madden 2008. I'm good off that shit, bro. And then the Black Panther game, it'll be running off the same engine that runs off fucking Battlefield, aka the fucking what's the fucking engine? I just lost my train. I lost my damn train of thought. What's the engine? Oh, Frostbite. Black Panther running on the Frostbite engine. I'm good off that shit, Chad. I'm good off that, bro. Maybe they'll put out Battlefront 3 because they ain't got nothing else to do, bro. Honestly, Insomniac probably is the best studio to make a Black Panther game. I disagree. In my opinion, Insomniac's on the clock. I know we're not in terms of good news, but it looks good, pretty good. Oh, a second. I'll look at it in a second. Insomniac, in my opinion, is on the clock. Spider-Man 1 for the PS4 was great. Arguably the best Spider-Man game of all time. Before that, it was Spider-Man 2 on the PS2. But that got moved to the 2 slot for me. After that, I'd probably say Spider-Man on the PlayStation 1 and the N64. That's probably number 3 for me. But Spider-Man PS4 was probably the greatest Spider-Man game of all time. And we were all expecting Spider-Man 2 to take that slot from the PS4. But I don't think Spider-Man 2 is better than Spider-Man 1. It didn't push boundaries enough. It's a very identical game, and they could have did it with fucking co-op. I don't think it's strong enough. So for me, Insomniac's on the clock. They got to really prove themselves with Wolverine for me. Y'all might not agree with that, but for me, they're on the clock. They got to prove themselves with Wolverine. We can't just give every superhero game to Insomniac because Spider-Man 1 was good. Especially because Spider-Man 2 was a bit of a disappointment. It was just kind of okay. No Web. Oh, Web of Shadows. You right. I put Web of Shadows up there. You know what? Nah, Web of Shadows might be number 3 for me. And then I would knock to number 4, Spider-Man on the N64 and the PlayStation. Yeah, Web of Shadows is fire. You're right. Spider-Man 2 pissed me off with that suit. It was a good game, but it was disappointing. So for me, Insomniac, nah, I wouldn't give him Black Panther. Give it to somebody else if we were gonna make one. Said Sucker Punch. Maybe Sucker Punch, but they got Ghost of Yote coming out, man. We need more talented studios, man. There's too many junior ass fucking game developers out here. I still own the GameCube Spider-Man games. If you talk about Spider-Man 2, I believe that's worth a lot of money. That's a classic game. Crystal Dynamics, no. Crystal Dynamics is responsible for the Avengers video game. No, thank you. This is the same story. I didn't mean to say this twice. We have an update from the CEO of Gearbox, the creators of Borderlands. A couple weeks ago, Randy Pitchford said that if you're a real fan of, because rumors are coming out that the game might cost $80, he said that he has no control over the pricing of the game because he's not the main publisher or whatever. But he said it doesn't matter because if you're a real fan of Borderlands, and I'm paraphrasing, but he said if you're a real fan of Borderlands, you'll pay the $80. He got a lot of backlash. People wasn't trying to hear that shit. So he apologized. He said, I'm sorry. There was a misunderstanding. Gearbox's Randy Pitchford apologized after saying that real fans would find a way to buy Borderlands 4 for $80. He said there was a misunderstanding. Translation, that's what I really thought, but I didn't think I'd get any backlash for that. And now I'm afraid my game won't sell come this September. And Randy Pitchford, I hate to break it to you, but there's a high probability that your game will not sell this September. Borderlands is cool, but you're a fucking dickhead. And there are other games coming out this fall, like Ghost of Yote. Borderlands 4, I'm interested, but it's not a priority. So I think the hardcore Borderlands fans will be there. But people who are on the fence like me, we're looking at other games. So you need to watch your fucking mouth, especially after you release that game. What was it called? Struggleborn. Yeah, he backtracked that shit fast as fuck. He said, I shouldn't insult my fan base. These Scientologist niggas is funny, bro. Yeah, it was a prank. He should have, a real apology would have been like, yo, I apologize. That was actually very insensitive. I don't know what the fuck I was thinking. Like, be honest about the shit, bro. But don't be like, this was a misunderstanding. You fucking robot ass response. You think it has to be 70 now after the backlash? You know, it might have to be. I'm not gonna lie. If Borderlands comes out as $80, nigga, I'm not buying that shit. What the fuck?
Only lame niggas say that shit.
Borderlands is not that fun, dude. We talking about $80. Like, Nintendo might be able to get away with it because Nintendo has original IPs. GTA 6 will be able to get away with it. But Borderlands 4 is about 2 tiers below that. You're not on that level, buddy. You're not that guy, pal. Like I know bangers, and that's not a banger. Like Like, I wait for that shit to go on a Steam sale. Matter of fact, the day, if it ever comes out, the day that it's announced is $80 for Borderlands 4. That very next stream, I will open up Steam and I will put Borderlands 4 on the wish list, and we will wait for that shit to go on sale. I'll be like, I know what game I'm not buying, nigga. Like, because for those unaware, on Steam, when you wish list a game, it'll let you know when it goes on sale. Be like, that shit's going straight to the Steam wish list. We waiting for the damn Steam fall sale. Fuck that shit, bro. 70 is the regular price. Yeah, it is. 70 is regular price nowadays. We got an update. Elden Ring Nightreign Duos mod from the creator of the Seamless Co-op mod is already available. For those unaware, Elden Ring Nightreign is only playable with either solo or with 3 players. When asked why, the developers apologized and they said that we just weren't thinking about duos, which is crazy. I don't know why. You can't play it, but now you can, at least if you're on PC. If you're on PS4, well, I don't know what to do. I don't know how to do that. But on PC, there's a mod that came out and you can download it right now. If you want the link, I will drop the link to the article right here. I mean, I already read this one. It's pretty simple. So if you want to run duos with your homeboys, all you got to do is install the mod on PC. There you go. You're welcome. The gamers did what the developers can. I dropped it in the YouTube and the Twitch chat. I know bangers. But you're still buying it if you just acknowledge you put it on the wish list when it drops in full price. That doesn't mean I'm buying it. I got games on my Steam wish list right now that I ain't never bought, bro. I said that it's still a maybe if it goes on the fucking Steam wish list, bro. What are you talking about, dude? Where my fucking wish list at, bro? Matter of fact, that shit might be cleared. I might have cleared. Where that shit at, bro? How you even look at that shit? See, it probably wouldn't even get bought because I don't even know how to find my Steam wish list. See that? Nope, there's no guarantee. I don't even care. You see how little I care? Like, oh shit. I got a crazy backlog. We already read this already with the Elden Ring director and the actor shit. Update coming from the official Elden Ring Twitter. They said, Nightfarers, thank you for playing Elden Ring Nightreign. Next patch will be released 1.2, and it will include several bug fixes as well as improvements for solo expeditions. Further details below and next week. The following improvements for solo expeditions will be added to the game. The effect automatic revival upon death, which allows revival once per night boss battle, will be added to solos. So if you play by yourself, you'll get 1 free revive. The amount of runes gained will be increased as well, because it does feel like it's kind of hard to level up right now. They definitely made it harder. Thoughts on season 2 of The Last of Us? I haven't watched it. Mighty Keith cameo. Shout out to Mighty Keith. And then Ubisoft marks 10 years of trolling Splinter Cell fans with a new tease, and I can't believe I'm saying this, but they used the wrong picture of Sam Fisher. Is the game worth playing solo? I don't know. I haven't played it. I wouldn't play it solo. Summer Games Fest is almost upon us, and you know what that means? That's right. It's time for Ubisoft to once again disappoint Splinter Cell fans by reminding us that it's been almost 4 years since the remake was announced. Damn. I didn't even know that. Splinter Cell fans are getting excited about a possible update on the remake in June. I wrote in April, except that was April 2024, not 2025. Ultimately brought us nothing. We did hear about a Splinter Cell animated series on Netflix, not featuring the voice of Michael Ironside. And then in November for the year, Splinter Cell's movie starring Tom Hardy that was announced appropriately in 2012 was officially given the Sam Fisher handshake. Tom Hardy, I don't know about that. Prior to that, the full remake of Splinter Cell was revealed in December. Bro, what's the details? So what do we have today? Blasted across the Ubisoft social media accounts, complete with emojis, it's Sam Fisher himself, and boy, he does not look too happy. The obvious implication is that Ubisoft has some sort of Ubisoft news cooking up. Let me see, because it's not loading. They posted a picture. Close-up of Sam Fisher from Splinter Cell Chaos Theory showing a stern expression with focused eyes. Oh, shit. They better show this shit, bro. Y'all got any expectations for Summer Games Fest? I heard it's mess solo. You really... Yeah, like it's a game designed for co-op, so I'd rather just play it, shoot the shit with friends. But to say, hell nah, where the gameplay at? It would be nice if they showed this off. Ubisoft needs another win. This would actually be the perfect time to put out a Splinter Cell game because fresh off the decent sales of Assassin's Creed Shadows, Ubisoft needs another win to keep their company afloat. And I feel like this is an easy way to print money. We've been begging for a Splinter Cell game. Can you guys just make it? I just don't understand the point of being in business and not making what your customers want. Like, just being on the block, like niggas is begging you for crack and all you got is fucking Flintstone vitamins. Like, nigga, get off the block. What did you link? Rooftops? I think I've seen this before.
warning, and while smashing your head face first into the next best steel beam you can find.
Parkour game.
First of all, parkour and free running are not quite the same. While one focuses more on getting from A to B in the fastest way possible, the other is all about style, flow, and tricking madness. Rooftops and Alleys merges both into one to create an exciting and engaging gameplay experience for players in solo and multiplayer. The game is easy to pick up, but hard to master, so stay strong as you jump headfirst into the progression system and its challenges spread throughout the different maps.
I'm about to say, what is it to do besides just
Throw
jump?
yourself into time trials or trick challenges, you will quickly improve your skill level to perform the craziest lines in the 6 different maps available at launch. Each map has its unique style, environment, and set of challenges, making sure to offer a fun and engaging
I want to see them make a map based off Cleveland. That's a real challenge.
ground for the action every time. With the game's intuitive controls, you have loads of tricks and moves at your disposal, not to mention all the endless combo possibilities.
Shout out to the 800 we got in here.
By performing trick combos, you
Nigga said a streamer game when no streamers played this shit.
can boost for you at will, or stall your combo meter going down.
I can see this being a streamer game. So today we're gonna play some parkour.
The movement is key to completing all challenges in the game and customizing the character to the style of your liking.
I mean, if you're into parkour, it looks okay. I just don't see myself playing this. I don't want to run around and jump on shit. If I want to run and jump on shit, I'd rather play Super Mario Sunshine 2. That's what I want to hit a Goomba or something.